Howdy everyone, my name's Aiden, I'm part of your class, and today we're going to be discussing the levels of organization within a organism. And so today we are looking at the atom. The atom is the most basic building block of everything out there. Every single element, every single molecule, everything that makes everything roll around, that's what they're made out of, atoms. Now atoms, they like to hang out with each other, so sometimes they'll pair up and they'll make molecules. That's your H2O, that's your sodium, that's your, anything you can think of like that, that's a molecule. And then molecules, they'll come together and have a party every once in a while, and that's what you get, a macromolecule. Now those are your amino acids and your proteins, things that are the building blocks of even better things, such as organelles. Now the organelles, they live within your cells. That's what caused, like this one right here. This is a mitochondria. What's the mitochondria? It's the powerhouse of the cell. You got to have those parts in there working together to make the cell. Your cell is what makes up everything in the human body. Without cells, you wouldn't exist. So cells, they work with all the organelles to make everything function in whatever respective job that they have. And so cells make up your tissues. That's your connective tissues, your muscle tissues, the tissues that every single piece of your body is made out of. Then those tissues come together to make organs. Organs such as your stomach, your kidneys, your pancreas, all those good boys. And they come together to make organ systems. And those are your urinary systems, your respiratory systems, all that, the things that help make your body function. And then all those working together create an organism. And that is the stages and levels of organization in the human body. See? Homeostasis is the body's ability to regulate its internal conditions and keep everything balanced. And it does this in two ways. It does it with positive feedback loops and negative feedback loops. Now let's say that this room was too cold and I wanted to shut the air conditioning off. I would come over here, I'd shut the air conditioning off. What I'm doing is I'm reducing the effect that the AC has on the room, letting it slightly warm up. That is a negative feedback loop due to the fact that I am reducing or removing the AC altogether. Now in a positive feedback loop, let's say I had a window open. The window's letting a nice breeze in. Well, if I was to do that, then I would come over here and open the door. And what I'm doing is I'm increasing the amount of air going through the system, or I'm increasing the amount of stimulant in the system, and that would cause it to be a positive feedback loop. That's it. We're going to be talking about directional terms, and this is my buddy Brian here. He's going to be my point at guy. So, the first thing that you need to know for directional terms are, this is the anterior portion of the body. The front of your body is anterior. Now, if you'll do a spin, this is the posterior. An easy way of remembering it, your bottom is called your posterior. You can come back my way. Now, the superior and inferior portions of the body. The upper portion of the body, closer to the head, is superior. The bottom of the body is inferior. So on Brian, his pectorals are superior compared to his hips. Now, the medial and lateral. The medial means to the center of the body, and lateral is the opposite, to the outside of the body. So on Brian here, his heart is medial compared to his kidneys, which are lateral to the center of his body. Now the distal and proximal. Now proximal, this one's tricky. Your distal is your digits, because it pertains to the limbs. So Brian's fingers are distal to his shoulder, and his shoulder is proximal to his digits. And then finally we have superficial and deep, and I didn't really know of a good way to describe that, so the best way I could is with a knife. When you have a superficial cut, usually it pertains to just getting hit and having a small cut on your arm. And a deeper cut is something that goes very far into the arm, something closer to the core of whatever limb you've hit, or even the thorax, any part of the body. So if I was to get a small cut on my arm, that would be a superficial cut. But if I was to go deep within the body, such as that, then I would say I would have a deep cut. Thank you.